Vatican City is the world's smallest state, but it's considered a diplomatic nerve center. We saw that on display in recent days as Pope Benedict welcomed a whole slate of new ambassadors to the Holy See and then met with priests who are studying to become Vatican diplomats. I'm Carol Glatz.
And I'm John Thavis. The Vatican has diplomatic relations with 178 countries. About half of them have embassies here in Rome. A few days ago, the Pope welcomed 6 new ambassadors who were presenting their credentials. On these occasions, the Pope gives each of them a speech, and it's an opportunity for him to weigh in on a wide range of issues. In this case, civil unrest in Syria, poverty in Equatorial Guinea, religious education in Belize, and resource exploitation in Ghana.
The ambassadors see the Pope at an annual meeting and at special Vatican events. But most diplomacy at the Vatican happens behind the scenes. Wikileaks recently gave us a glimpse of what the US Embassy to the Vatican was up to for many years, mainly holding a lot of private meetings with Vatican and church sources and reporting back to the State Department, as well as identifying and pushing areas of common ground and mutual interest.
Sometimes that turns into concrete forms of cooperation. For example, the collaboration between the United States and the Vatican on the issue of human trafficking is considered a diplomatic success story. Now, naturally, there are problems, too. The Iraq War was one of the most contentious diplomatic issues in the history of US-Vatican relations, with a series of very critical public statements by Vatican officials. When that happens, it's kind of like a diplomatic red alert. Most of the time, though, the disagreements are handled much more quietly.
Vatican diplomacy often has symbolic value, too. For example, in 2009, when the Vatican and Russia reestablished diplomatic relations. It was a historic move, the first time the two countries exchanged ambassadors since diplomatic relations were broken after the Russian Revolution of 1917. Among countries that do not exchange ambassadors with the Vatican is China. Vatican officials say they would like that to change, but it's not going to unless there is movement on religious freedom in China.
The Vatican's ambassadors are called papal nuncios. They serve in 178 countries around the world and are also posted at major international organizations like the United Nations, where the Vatican has observer status. When there's a major international conference, the Vatican is usually there, and it's often a critical voice when it comes to issues like population control, abortion, or the definition of marriage.
The Vatican's nuncios also act as personal representatives of the Pope to the local church, and for that reason, they're all priests. They are personally selected and invited to attend the Vatican's Diplomatic Academy in Rome, where they are instructed in the fine arts of diplomatic style, history, international law, and language.
When Pope Benedict spoke to students of the Academy a few days ago, he emphasized that Vatican diplomacy is not some shrewd operation. He told them that loyalty, honesty, and humanity were the fundamental virtues of any diplomat, especially one who represents the Vatican. I'm John Thavis.
And I'm Carol Glatz, Catholic News Service.